Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, the content that we're going to cover tonight is, quite honestly, some of the most frightening things I've heard from a sitting representative in quite a while. And given the last 5 years of our history together, that says something. I have a Democratic rep from Rhode Island in a committee hearing speaking in an official capacity, literally saying, I don't want to hear about any of your constitutional rights. They are BS. The clip is upcoming in 1 second. I'm going to show you exactly what this individual said. Now, the reason I'm covering this is because obviously it points to a very dangerous trend in history where governments kind of say that exact same thing. We're going to cover all of those details on the other side of the clip itself. Now, make sure that you guys are getting the most up-to-date information. Make sure you're subscribed and that bell is on because we are trying to get as much information out as possible to spread this message so we can activate and pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. And we can't do it alone, so we'd love to have you in the fold and join us in the ranks. Now, I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, SDI, and then I'm going to show you this clip and then tie it together with history, which equated to around 100 million people dead over 100 years of time. Let's get it. This is from SDI. Now, I know a lot of you out there would like to repair and upgrade your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at SDI cover armor courses, gunsmithing, shooting sports management, plus the tools and materials arrive directly at your door. It's never been a better time to get an education you can actually use on the job, so what are you waiting for? Check out SDI in the link below, and thank you to SDI for making this video possible. So now, guys, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the actual clip. And keep in mind, if you are a student of history at all, this is the type of conversation, type of comments, and type of rhetoric that you hear that lead directly into the entire 20th century of, well, you know what? I'm going to leave that alone for the other end. Check out the clip. This is a sitting representative from Rhode Island.
Imminent danger to themselves and others, such that they might commit mass murder, have a constitutional right to access a firearm, and to deny them that right would, quote, trample on an individual's due process and Second Amendment rights. You know who didn't have due process? You know who didn't have their constitutional right to life respected? The kids at Parkland and Sandy Hook and Uvalde and Buffalo, and the list goes on and on. So spare me the bullshit about constitutional rights.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, I will not yield, and I'm not going to yield for my entire 5 minutes, so don't ask again. So first of all, these risk protection orders, imminent danger.
Whoa, all right. You just heard a sitting representative who has taken an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Constitutional rights, be that as they may, including the Second Amendment, the Bill of Rights, would be under that constitutional avenue. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't align with my personal beliefs, so therefore your constitutional rights are BS, per a sitting Democratic Rhode Island representative. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this to you, and the reason this is so importantly alarming to me, is because you literally have, in the 20th century, every single government that has taken guns and then went on to kill millions of people, tens of millions of people, of their own people, use the exact same language. You don't believe me? Let's go down the list just from memory. You've got Hitler, who took power in Germany. The first thing that he did was he took the guns. Every time he annexed a new state into Germany, guess what? He took the guns. We know how that worked out. At least 6 million civilians were killed, not to mention a World War II that was started and killed, I don't know the exact number, but it was in the tens, if not hundreds of millions of people worldwide in about a 4-year span. Right after that, you've got Stalin. Stalin decided that guns weren't important, but you know that little area of Ukraine that's so popular right now? Yeah, he decided, you know what, all that wheat in that breadbasket, we're going to take that away. We're not going to let you guys eat, even though you're growing it in your area, because we need to industrialize as a nation. 11 million dead from a self-state-imposed Ukrainian famine. Look it up. The next one I've got for you is China, and this is all from memory. China is responsible for 60 million Chinese deaths from their own state government at the hand of a gun. You know the one thing that all three of these state governments had in common? They all took firearms to their populations. And you know the reason they stated? Well, your rights are good, but the needs of the many trump the needs of the few. That is an exact quote from the socialist government of Hitler himself. The reason that this is so important and the tragedies that we're talking about are so crucial to the conversation is because when you have governments take ultimate power, like this rep is honestly advocating, you don't need your rights. I don't care. They're BS. By the way, violating your oath of office. Anyway, you've got governments that go down the road of, well, I know there's a group of 100,000 people over there, but there's a group of 500,000 people over here, and they need food more than they do because there's more mouths, so they're toast. That is literally the history of the 20th century. When you have a direct command and control economy that has all the power, has all the guns, has no representation for the people, the smallest group of people are the ones that are marginalized and ostracized. Let's go back to Hitler. How'd that work out? Didn't work out great. Mao Zedong, China, and Stalin in Russia. I know this video is a little bit of a rant, but I'll be honest with you, it's incredibly important to understand why we fight for these gun rights that we fight for, because people like this, who I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he has the best intentions humanly possible. When you take away key situational rights from a people group, you go down the road of ultimate power of the government, and government is made up of humans and individuals who are imperfect, and when that stuff starts to happen, history has shown us 100 million died in the 20th century alone because of well-intentioned conversations like this one. And again, I'm being gracious on the well-intentioned. The rights that are given to us in the Bill of Rights are incredibly important, and we must preserve them. Tragedies happen, 100% agree. I want to prevent them, absolutely do. But not at the altar of safety given by the government, which history has proven governments do not provide safety at all. And that's what I've got for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the bullet points. I'm Braden. See you later.